Definitely. It says it's a contract or agreement in which both parties gain some type of advantage or value.
What is it? A
It says
contract or partnership
it's a contract or agreement in which
or
both
agreement?
parties gain some type of advantage or value. That's what that technically
Contract or agreement. Yeah.
You do verbal contracts, like I say I'm gonna do this. You're like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool, do that. That's an agreement. We're all in agreement.
But when we run into problems, when people don't stick to their agreements,
That's why we got paper contracts.
you feel me?
That's why we got
But
paper
when you
contracts.
have a friendship and you want it to be mutually beneficial, all the time we don't have no paper contract. Like people don't have no paper contracts.
It's a
But
really off your word.
yeah,
Like your word really means a lot. For real, for real. People don't realize how much their words really mean. Like
yeah,
when they're speaking
words,
up.
words are powerful, bro. Words mean a whole lot more than what people treat them as. That's for sure.
Yeah. Especially when you writing stuff down. It's called spelling for a reason. That shit can't spell.
Ooh, ooh, hold on. But yeah, what's up, y'all, man? We back at it with the Workman Podcast, episode 3. Man, let's get it, man. Got your boy Christian Marshall, Elgin Woodside here. We back at it again. Hope y'all having a
Man,
blessed day. It is Friday. It is Friday, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm at the crib. I was off today. You know, took advantage to get some
Let them folks
rest.
know what's going on, bro. You moving to a new spot, bro. How you like it, man?
Oh man, I love the new spot, bro.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I love the new spot though. Way more spacious. You know,
Got that
got the
new
whole
energy. That new energy, you feel me?
island table, big old island table. That's what I'm sitting on here
Ooh. That boy said he
working
got the
on.
island in that bit. He not playing. You in Cali with it, so I already know you had.
Yeah,
You gotta be living lavish out there, you feel me?
not lavish. I'm just doing okay.
Yeah.
Nothing too, but it's
You
lavish
feel
to
me?
me.
That
Living.
boy lavish is relative, huh?
Yeah, it really is.
It
It really
really is
is.
though.
It is in the eyes of the beholder.
It really is, man. But nah, man, I'm having a good day. Had a productive day, bro. Ran to New Orleans, chill with the moms. It's been a minute since went on a date, so we went to this place called the Ugly Dog. But I should have known when we went there. It was called the Ugly Dog. I didn't think they was gonna have dogs in there, but when we first got
Um,
there, they had somebody sitting outside with their dog. So I'm like, all right, cool. As long as like they outside, you feel me? But like me and my mom go inside. We order our food. We sit down and stuff. We get to eating. And then like a couple people walk in, they bringing their dogs inside the building.
no, that's what
Yeah,
you
so
done.
yeah, I don't know. I don't like that, bro. Like when I'm
At
eating,
least
I
it's
ain't
not
trying to.
no big old public like restaurant like that. Like
Right,
that's different. Like, but if that's your house, and like I say, I come over to your house and you have a dog there and you allow that,
right.
cool. You feel me? That's different. But you talking about a whole restaurant where there's just
Yes,
dogs and
like
people
just
walking
a
in there.
normal restaurant. Like you would think it's just a normal like barbecue spot, lunch spot. Like you go grab it, chill, bro. Picture why somebody brought their dog in. The dog start trying to get on the bar, like got their paws on the bar, like yes, bro.
No,
And the waiter ain't saying nothing. The waitress ain't saying nothing. The bartender, she ain't saying nothing. And then people walking in behind them, just petting the dogs and going eat,
right.
not going to the bathroom, wash their hands. I'm like, bro, this how COVID start
That's
back,
not
bro.
cool.
This how it come back. There ain't no variant, y'all just nasty. Ain't no variant,
Nasty, bro.
nasty, bro.
Bro, yeah.
Don't blame it on the new strain.
Right.
Y'all just nasty, bro.
I
Yeah,
ain't gonna lie,
some people,
COVID
yeah.
really showed me how nasty the world really is.
Some people just don't learn, bro. Like once they get back to living normal, it's like they go back to their normal nasty ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole year of quarantine can't save 20 years of being disgusting, I guess.
I don't know, bro. That was a whole year, bro. A whole year, almost a year and a half.
Nah, the food was good though. The food was actually really
That
good.
was cool,
They
good.
had they had some queso with alligator sausage in it. Oh yeah,
With the
oh yeah,
alligator.
busting with the alligator sausage, busting.
That's why I miss the South. So I go get some alligator, some real
That's
exotic.
what I'm saying, bro. People don't be knowing about that gator. That gator meat really good, son.
Yeah, some people don't like it though. Some people like to say it tastes too like because of the texture, tastes too like
It
grimy,
tastes too gamey.
like
I can
gamey.
see that. I can see that. It got like it do have a gamey taste.
But when you fry it good, it's okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Ooh, fried alligator. Ooh,
yeah,
ooh.
I get a buzz every
You
time.
ever had frog legs?
No, I ain't had the frog
Bro,
leg.
frog legs. That's the truth. Fried frog legs.
Frog legs taste like chicken
Oh
too.
yeah, them things crispy, boy.
Oh, fried frog legs.
Fried frog legs.
Really be eating everything.
You got, you got. I can't eat seafood, so I gotta make it up some way. Start eating all the other stuff that they can do. As long as it can go in the sea and land, I can eat it. Like turtles, I can eat them.
As long as they amphibians,
Frogs, yeah. As long as they can do both. You feel me?
ducks.
Yeah, duck. I can eat duck. I just can't have like fish because they can't breathe. If you can't breathe out of water, I can't eat it. That's sad. Nah, man. Let's go ahead and get into this topic, man. So what we want to talk about today is serving other people and being a good support person. Also, how to go about finding the thing that you need to serve or support. Because a lot of times we have skills that we don't even know that we're aware of, and they can actually be beneficial to people, and we can be, leveraging those skills to build strong relationships and also, increase our value as a person. You feel me? So that's really the thing that we want to focus on today. The first thing we're going to talk about is like finding that gap and filling it. So everybody in this world has a need of some sort. Restaurants make a lot of money because they give food. Uh, Water makes a lot of money because you need water to drink. People with water companies make a lot of money, bro. Like Coca-Cola make a lot of money because y'all. Everybody want a little soda every now and then. If you want, you feel me? Just get away from that water. But it's like the way that you build your rapport or build your business or your value as a person is finding out what the people need and filling that for them. That's why people who make these random inventions on like Shark Tank and stuff like that make so much money, and you have rich people willing to throw you millions of dollars because they know that it's going to blow up because they know that there's a real problem there. That's the first thing they ask, like, what problem are you solving? That's the first thing that you present to the sharks. So it's like as long as you're solving a global problem, you'll always be in business and you'll always be valuable as a person.
Because the last thing that I would, as an investor, right? As an investor, the last thing that I would want is for somebody to come up with some ideas, it'd be a good design, whatever. But like, what purpose is it serving?
Right.
Like, how am I going to benefit from selling this to people? What do people need this? Is there a need for this amongst the people?
Right. Are people going to buy this one time as like a gimmick or a joke and then be done with it, or is it something that they're going to come back and keep needing and keep wanting? Like, because that's the real products that people like to invest in. Like, that's another question that they ask. They don't want to, I guess, put their money in something that's just like a single purchase. You want something that's going to be like a monthly subscription, like a light bill. Like you need lights, so like
Right.
people. You need a place to live. Like you need, yeah,
Diapers they just use cloth. I mean, we just tie it around the
right,
baby. Whoever came up
exactly.
with diapers,
But you need a bunch of them.
but you need buku of them, buku.
Exactly, bro. And people gonna always reproduce, and babies are always gonna use the bathroom. It's like businesses like that. Toilet paper. That's why whenever COVID hit or like a hurricane coming, people go buy up all the toilet paper. I don't know why they buy so much, but like they ain't never go.
The purpose. I didn't see the purpose in buying up all the toilet paper. I would say water, maybe.
Yeah, people be buying up all the water and all the toilet paper. That's two random things, but like, hey man, they making money. Like Cottonelle making money, yeah. But yeah, just adding value into people's lives will make you a millionaire easy, quick. But it's just finding those things, that people need and not, I guess, finding something, a new problem to solve, because you know some markets are super saturated. Like you got your name brands in water, like everybody gonna drink Ozarka or like Fiji, stuff like that. I mean, of course, like you could start your own water brand, but you know those other brands are just so ingrained in your head. Of course, you're gonna go to the other brands first, just because you're so used to using them and you have that trust built up with them. Um, but if you
So at
could
the
find a
same
unique problem, yeah, if you could find a unique problem, then yeah, you said.
Yeah, so at the same time, like while you're doing that, right, you have to realize, okay, other people are doing the same thing. You can go sell the same thing. You go sell T-shirts. Everybody make clothes, but what's gonna make your brand different? Like, what are you putting on the clothes? Like, are you
Right.
putting like quotes on there? Is it a nice design? Like outside of the design, because at some point you're gonna want something that captures the eye for real,
Right.
and that goes outside of design, but also goes as far as content. And then from the content, you're only gonna create good content if your content, the content of your character is good, right?
Mm.
Represent
Mm.
and what you're making clothes really represents you and who you are and what you want to represent, right? So, like for instance, my clothing brand that I'm coming out with is Dolo Apparel, right?
Right.
So, dedication offers limitless opportunities, and that's just really off of my personal experience because I really feel like if you are dedicated to something, you keep your mind to it, no matter what circumstance that you're going through. The chances and the opportunities that are going to flow into you is abundant. It's limitless, literally. Like you can miss one and another one will come. It's going to come up because you kept the same dedication. Because you're going to
Right.
lose, you're going to fail. You know what I'm saying? But it's about how you get back up and how you respond, right?
Yes, sir.
How you
I
don't
love
make
that. Well,
mistakes. That's what Dolo is going to represent it, right? You know, progress over perfection. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? So that's what you want to emphasize. So that's what Dolo's going to do that, but it's through clothing. So now we're talking about not just the logo of Dolo, but now what am I going to put in there? Progress over perfection. It could be something as simple as that, right? You
Right.
know, or a quote. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going through all that process. I mean, I'll be looking out. It's going to drop. It's going to be fire. Everything's coming together. You know, you got one L coming your way. So we're working on that. But yeah, Dolo Apparel. Y'all keep your eyes out for that. Dropping soon. Real for
Exactly,
real.
bro. In addition to that, one thing I did whenever I graduated college, whenever I came out here, I realized, you know, it's always good to, you know, have, you know, after work, have other things going on to help you, you know, bring in extra income if you have extra time, you know. So like my uncle, he has the car lot. So in order to add value to other people's lives, I was like, man, like in Gonzales in this area, it's between Baton Rouge and New Orleans. There's not a whole bunch of car lots because it's really like a new area. So like there's no like real established business in the area. So like one thing I would do, I would get the cars, you know, from him and help him sell them. You know, I'm working under him as a salesperson, and you know, we just work like that. And it's like you're adding value to other people in the area because nobody, you know, really knows any car salesmen. So it's like, why would I not bring that, you know, resource to the area and they can buy from me instead of somebody else that they don't know because they're gonna find somebody. So
Right.
why not me? So
Why
it's
not
like,
me? Yeah, that's the
yeah,
question.
it's
Why
just
not me?
finding ways to, you know, use the disadvantages in other places and bring those resources there to add to it. So it's like pretty much just finding the missing puzzle piece on a board. It's like you can be that piece, but you got to realize that there is a puzzle board for you to even realize that you need to be filling those pieces in. So it's
Yeah,
like,
it's really in depth. You gotta really think about it. Like some people don't really realize there's a game being played, and we are the
right,
game. That's
it's a whole system that everything, man. Like it's literally like you said, like life is literally a game. It's just who's gonna honestly, bro. You going it's either you gonna be on the buyer side or the consumer side of every single transaction. Like that's just how life works. So it's like you just gotta pick which one you want to be on, bro, and find out how to get. If you're only used to consuming, find out how to get on that other side. You feel me? That way you can take advantage of that. Because if you're just on the consumer side, it's just a matter of time before it's over with for you. Because the way that production been going with with the virus and inflation and prices and
crazy,
stuff,
bro.
like
I'm
yeah,
like,
like
I was talking to somebody, and I was like, damn, is this what '08 was? And he was
all
like,
right, bro. they're having like shortages and like food shortages, water shortages. If you can't produce anything in a minute, money ain't gonna be worth nothing. All you got is money to give. Nobody want that. We want resources. Like, what can you give me? Like,
right.
Yeah.
That comes down where the need is at, right? So not only just finding where a need is at, because the last thing you want to do is really go find where there's a need at, but then it's not really operating your gift. It's almost like working a job. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who have a job or a career know the difference between the two, right? Because whatever your career is, whatever your career in life is, it could be whatever, but that's still your career. It doesn't have to be not. It doesn't have to be a corporate job to be your career. Your career is what you make as a professional. You're a professional.
Your whole life can be a career. Just you,
right?
Like Christian Marshall is a career. It really is.
There's only one of me.
Right.
There's only one of you.
But people think when they think career, they think job, like you said. And it's like whenever you clock out, you clock out mentally because you're automatically thinking that job is your career instead of thinking that you are your career. So everything that you do, you will move as if you are, the business.
You are the brand.
So you are the brand. You are the business. Like we should all treat ourselves as such because even when you're done working, the world keeps going. It's not like it's gonna stop.
Right.
People still looking at you for answers. People still hitting you up. Like
right. And that's what actually one of my coworkers, he like 62, 63, he about to retire soon. And he was like, he basically told me like, you are here, brother. Yes, he didn't hear, brother. He was like, look, you are your brand. So just because you're in one position doesn't mean you can't get to the next. You just have to go take it and set yourself up for that. He just said that you set yourself, you're not just, Christian equality. You're a Christian, the businessman. You're a Christian, the manager. You're a Christian. So play the roles as such. Come in here and act like you own this. Like that's what he told me. Like if you see yourself leading a group of people, act like that, walk like that. When you interact with people, conduct yourself as such. So it becomes where you start off in the mind, even though you're not there, like within the position or the bait or the salary. The more you act like that, what you want to be, you're going to become. So you have to choose to be. No matter how great it is, you have to realize the only way you're going to get to that greatness is if you act like and walk like you have it right now. Because if you feel like you have it right now, it'll be easier for you to have it later on because you're going to already know you already had the mindset to go and handle it from get-go. It's not going to be anything new.
That's big, bro. That's big. Like a lot of people, they say like, I want to be a millionaire. I want to do this. Like I really want to have a nice life and have a nice car, but like, do you really believe it? Like, do you believe it? And do you already act in that way? Do you already do the things that millionaires do? Like, do you even know what a millionaire's 5 a.m. routine is? Like, do you even know what a millionaire's, lunch routine is? Like, do you know how many meetings they have a day? Or how many people they talk to? How many people they reach out to? How they build relationships? Like, do you know all those things? And it's like, you can say you want it. Yeah, we can all want it. But if you're not acting that way with your habits and your mannerisms and your daily activity, that's just nothing but words, not backed up by any action whatsoever.
Fact. That's real facts.
Like you said something real strong that I want to kind of get into a little bit. You said if you don't find a gap in your gift, then it's gonna feel like a job, and I think that's very true. Like a lot of times we strive to not work a job or not be our own boss per se. Like a lot of people be like, I want to be my own boss, but then they don't realize that if you pick something that you don't enjoy doing, all you're gonna do is just create a whole nother job for yourself that you was just trying to get out of. So it's like you kind of counteracting the thing that you wanted to not do. And I see that a lot of times, just people rushing, trying to, keep up with the Joneses, or, they see a lot of people making money doing this thing here and they want to jump on it. And it's like that when they get into it, it's like, damn, like I don't even really want to do this. And it fails like the first year or two. And it's like, right. It's sad to see because you know the people are gifted in other areas, but they chose to do something that has nothing to do with that gift, and it's like that's the reason why they quit is because they don't really even enjoy what they doing now, and it sucks. But that's just how it go. But I think a lot of people don't even know what their what their gift is. Even though we spend every day with ourselves, a lot of people don't know internally what their gifts is. Like I might know your gift better than you know your own gift because you
Oh,
spend so much time with yourself. You know,
that's a fact.
right?
Just because I'm about that right now. I'm like, because I asked that, like, I even when I pray and stuff like that, I'm like, oh my God, show me my purpose. What's my purpose? You know, what
Do
is
you remember,
what?
bro? You remember like a few months ago, like I just text you, bro. I was like, bro, like what do you think I'm good at? Like,
Right,
I
yeah.
just hit you on that, like, cause you know, just looking from yourself, your own point of view, you don't know what you're good at because you do so much things on a daily basis. Like you don't know what you really talented at or what you like.
Doing stuff.
Sometimes you do, but you don't. It's either you don't want to accept it or you know you think that you're good at something else because it might be more glamorous or something like that. But you know when you ask people what you really naturally gifted at and you hear it, you know it's just hit different.
That's a fact. That's something that's stuff I ask myself every day. You know, but I'm aware now to the point where it's like um, I'm able to know what I'm good at based on my interactions with other people and how they respond to the things that I do.
Mm.
So just like, for instance, I'm coaching, right? I'm doing private pitching lessons now, right? Because I was a pitcher in college. Been pitching for a long time. So not only do I understand the mechanics of the game, I understand the mental side of pitching because it's very mental. And you know this because sometimes you being my catcher, you know, we have two minds like that. You gonna know what I want to throw before I even know what I want to throw. And you usually call that. You usually call whatever pitch I want to throw.
Mm-hmm.
Like because there's that understanding. So with that understanding, I realized that um, coaching was for me because of the feedback I got from not only the child but the parent. And the parent said, "I realize he listens to everything that you say, and he explained that he's just one of those kids that he wants to just know how everything works. And I see he really he really goes back and applies whatever
Right.
you say. So I'm like, okay, that type of feedback lets me know, okay, maybe I have a knack for not just I'm teaching, right? But like coaching, like not just in the sport of baseball, but maybe just life. Because I say stuff, it feels like I may say stuff in a way that people reciprocate that energy. And I realized that just with one-on-one conversations I had with people throughout my life, through going through college, all the connections I was able to make with people. And I was like, man, able to talk to people and possibly mentor people or just lead people and just inspire people and just about with the conversation is what I'm good at. So now I'm like on the lines of where do I operate now based on that? What other
Yep.
pieces do I add to the puzzle? So I found my base. So now how do I operate around my base? Right. And
Exactly.
the knowledge that I have from other things. Because you know something doesn't mean you're supposed to be doing that. Like I could
Right.
be a mechanical engineer, but I could be talented with leading people. So I can be, why not be a leadership consultant or something like that and teach people how to manage other people with just based on social interactions. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I can implement that into a business in my life. Like that's where my mind goes with stuff like that. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? So,
I like that. Yeah. It's just trying those things to where you can see what your strengths are. So like if you would never even met the kid or like you would never started coaching, you would have never even known that you was good at that.
right.
Right. Let me get 1 second. You want me to pause it or should I just pause it? I gotta get my charger for my laptop or you gonna Joseph for a second?
I'm gonna just Joseph.
All right, it's gonna be quick.
Yeah, man. So while L sits here and dips out, man, I just want to sit here and for those that are watching the podcast or will be listening to the podcast, appreciate y'all supporting. This is something that me and Eldon have been wanting to do for a very, 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 very long time. Um, and we definitely appreciate all the folks out there, you know, all our people. that's really sitting here showing love and showing support for what we're doing and what we're trying to do with this thing. Really just want to inspire. Really just want to reach out to those that just need to hear from an opinion just like theirs, maybe, or from a mind just like theirs, or whatever. We just want to inspire the people to be the best that they can be at all times. You feel me? So that's what we out here doing, and that's what we out here achieving. You know, we want to be able to just give that back to the people because we feel like we're on a journey that needs to be documented and needs to be told, you know, and spoken on. So yeah, I was just going back over, just appreciating the people. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate.
Yeah, oh yeah. We definitely love everybody who's listening. We love everybody who's not listening too, because you know one day they could listen. But
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, back to what you were saying. Yeah, finding your gift. Yeah, if you don't try those things, bro, you'll never know. They always just sit dormant within your subconscious mind or your body and your heart. I mean, a lot of times people might tell you your gift indirectly. Like you might do something one day and they're just like, "Hey man, like the way you did that, it was really nice, and I really appreciate it, man." And like they might just compensate you, like just because how good you did at this one thing. Like you might go up and talk to a kid one day, and like their parent might come back and be like, "Dang, like the way that you talk to him, it really stuck with him. Like, and I really appreciate you. Like God bless you." And it's like you might take that and be like, "All right, I just helped that one kid," but that's really God telling you like, "Hey man, like you're really good at this. Like maybe you should keep doing it." So it's like just really being aware of what's going on whenever you trying these things, or when you're not even trying them, or you just do something out of the norm. Like just pay attention to how people react, because there's a reason why you did that, and there's a reason why they reacting and telling you certain things in this world. And also another thing you could do is like what I did. I took the DISC assessment. So it's DISC, and the D stands for, right. Yeah, I sent it to you. So yeah, the D is for like the dominant trait. The I is for your like interpersonal skills. You're good with people. S is for supportive, and C is for like controller, or like kind of like I guess procedural type person, more analytical person. So I took it and I scored high in the D, the I, and the C. I wasn't very high in the S, um, but based on my assessment, I was pretty high in the D, the I, and the C. And just knowing that made me realize like I'm more of a, go get it execution type person, like very direct to the point. I don't like a lot of fluff. I also enjoy like speaking with people, like collaborating work, like what we're doing right now. Like I love this like conversational stuff. And also I'm a mathematical thinker. I'm an analytical thinker. I don't necessarily like, being confined, but I do like structure of some sort, with some freedom in it. But as far as like mathematical thinking, I'm I'm an engineer, so of course I'm good at math and science. So it's like that makes sense, and that just helps you with, I guess, going a little deeper into things and finding out the systematic approach on how you need to, do a podcast, or how you need to write a book, or just going in deep in like the steps on what it's going to take. Because a lot of people have, ideas, but if you don't know the steps on what you need to do, you get overwhelmed from day one and you just like, you quit. You feel me? So just knowing what your strengths are will help lead you to a better life, bro.
Yeah, my high and my numbers, I think I'm looking at it right now. It says mine was I was a high S, and my secondary was it was high, so it was a high I as well.
Right.
So that just basically like it goes back to what you were saying. Like, I'm ready out as somebody who's, like you say, they call it support or stability, right? Like that person that needs to have everything kind of like in order, right? To like kind of function a little bit better, right? So I'm somebody that needs some type of planning before I can go out. Because I can freestyle a little bit, but I like to have an initial plan, and then if something go off script, I know how to go from there, right? Because now I can think about all the different scenarios that's involved with whatever that plan was, and kind of be ready. You see what I'm saying?
You could always like, once you're aware of it, you could always like, I guess, compensate in other areas where you had a lower score. Like if you know that you're, a lower on the D side, like just be aware of that. That way, when the opportunity presents itself, you can, take advantage of, using your D more often. But if you don't know, you're gonna always, kind of just not even acknowledge it and just move in your comfort zone. But, getting in those uncomfortable situations will just help you grow even more, make you even more balanced, but at least like what your natural strength is. That way you can capitalize on that.
Right, and that's all this assessment is really doing. That's why we're saying, whatever your niche is, just make sure you emphasize that niche in everything that you do. Right. So that way you're naturally functioning in your natural gift. You know what I mean? You're not trying to force certain things, right? Because you like the DISC assessment go into people just look this up. DISC assessment. It has your adaptive style, your natural style. So your natural style is what you always, which is the characteristics that you have that you naturally do without you even thinking about it. But then your adaptive style is kind of what those characteristics that you have that when you get in certain settings and interact with certain people or whatever, right? So those numbers could be completely different, but as long as you know that that's where your strength is at, and this is where you weak at, like you said, when you're weak at, you'll be able to be aware of when you need to overcome that weakness in that moment and jump on that opportunity. Like if you said, if you have a low D for making decisions on stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. And that's the DISC assessment, man. Go get it. Go get it. But yeah, you can probably just Google DISC assessment, free DISC assessment, and you'll have a whole bunch of stuff pop up, and you can take it free somewhere. But next thing I kind of want to talk about, bro, seek to understand before being understood. Right now, in the cancel culture society, the social media society, it's easy for people to throw their opinions out and, want people to understand them off the bat. Or it's easy for people to post like a reaction video to something that they heard on the news and not even really fully understand the whole story. So I really want to touch on that. It's important that we, take time to actually hear each other out and, see what's the other person's perspective on life, or like why they're actually saying what they're saying before we jump out and make a reaction to it just so we can, get a couple likes, get a couple retweets. You feel me? So it's like, I think we just need to slow down. I feel like things are moving so quickly that we don't take the time to really understand people. We don't take time to gather our own thoughts, and we just say things, and it's too easy to put it out there for the public to see. Yeah. So you got anything you want to say about that, bro?
My bad, bro. My Mac was tripping. But yeah, I heard everything.
I heard. Yeah. You was on mute. What was that?
But yeah, like it's always. I feel like that's important in like all facets of life, right? Being able to understand where people are coming from, being able to listen. Like that's something I'm still working on. Like I feel like it's something probably a lot of men need to work on for real. Because sometimes, just being humble about it, right? We get to a point where we think we know everything, when really when we get further down the line and go through a few things, we realize we didn't know as much as we did, for real, right? And that's really anybody as well. Right. But yeah, just being able to like listen to somebody and really get their opinion. Like when you're listening, you're just listening to that other person's opinion. It's not like whatever they're saying is affecting you and your thoughts. So really you have to do that, or to really listen, you have to know to be unbiased about the opinion or the suggestion or whatever is being stated, like from that other person, because at the end of the day, we're all different people and we have different thoughts and we have different thought process about different stuff. So nobody's ever really going to see eye to eye, for it, because we have different experiences and we have different things that different things that we know.
Right? Yeah, and like nobody has to be right or wrong after the conversation is over. I think a lot of times we forget that Like there doesn't have to be a right answer. It doesn't have to be somebody stupid or they don't understand this. Like that just might be how they feel about the situation, and you don't have to have any control over that. It has nothing to do with how you feel. I think a lot of times we get attached to having a result after the conversation, like, oh yeah, I got you. Like I I know what, but at the end of the day, that person gonna go home and they're gonna still have their beliefs, whether you like it or not. And that's really the point I want to bring home. Just it don't have to be a right or wrong every time you talk to somebody.
Yeah, once we really sit here and realize like it is what it is, and what be will be, like we'll all just really be better off.
Right. Like
Cause
I was talking to somebody the other day, man, and like we was just talking about like who's the best quarterback of all time. And like I was like Tom Brady. He the best quarterback. Like just because bro got the most wins, like he's elite in the playoffs. Like he left the Patriots, went to a whole nother team that was trash the year
I'm about
before
to Super
and
Bowl.
won a Super Bowl with him.
Crazy.
And like the other guy was like, nah, bro, Drew Brees the best quarterback of all time. Like, I mean, is he really though? Like, what's making you say that? Like, just the numbers, like the stats. I'm like, his regular season stats, like that's what you going off. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna say you wrong about Drew Brees being the best quarterback. Like, he might be the most talented of all time. He might have the best statistics of all time. But in my opinion, you asked me, and I said Tom Brady. It's like so like, why does it have to be a right and a wrong to it? Like, why am I wrong for saying Tom Brady? You feel me? I'm cool with you saying Drew Brees, but in my opinion, Tom Brady better. It's like, but people
Yeah.
get so attached to, being correct. It's like they get like a rush out of being right. But
Mm.
it's like it don't have to be that way. Like we don't even have to. First off, it don't
And I
even
think
matter.
why do you think why like oh let's go a little bit deeper though. Like think about like why do you think that and that's just like what do you think why do you think people like feel that way or like that's what it instantly goes to like you have to be right or wrong, you know, what makes you think that we're
I,
are we just hardwired that way or is that something that we get we get molded into by the society that pretty much is divisive, right? So I think it's a really divisive thing, like
right,
we're always because of things that are put in front of us we have to choose
right.
everything
What
like
I what I was gonna say is, I think it has a lot to do with like these clapbacks and stuff that you see on like social media
mm,
and on like Twitter, especially Instagram a lot. It's like if a if somebody comes out with a point and a person rebuts the point and they get a lot of like I guess like claps and likes and retweets, they
mm,
feel like they did something. Like they feel like they want to fight. You feel me? Like, and it makes them feel like they're on top of the world because they made this person look stupid, you know, all the way across the country. You feel me? And it's like we always searching for that feeling every day because like once we get it once, it's like then it kind of fades away. And it's like, oh man, I want that again. Like what can I find today to clap back on? Like what can I find today that's stupid? That way people can agree with me again. And it's like we might not even be thinking of it like that, but that's really how our body's reacting. And,
mm,
and I think that's what's really going on. People trying to get that little rush.
that little rush. I think it's partially that but I feel like there's something that drives that to that. You know, is it because we have a society that really shows us like having these material things and people have to, acknowledge you to a certain extent to be in that position, right? Is that where we get that? I feel like that's where we get it from because that's what we push, right? We see these celebrities that have millions of followers and they're doing this and doing that. And for some reasons, they're not even putting themselves on that pedestal. It's like the world is, like everybody else besides them are. So it's like they're not even really trying. They just operating to their highest frequency right now. What they do, and people just like it, right? So I figure like it's the society around that kind of pushes that kind of like um, that image, right, of what it means to really of what it means to like really have, like, I guess, be a celebrity or have people acknowledge you. Like they kind of push it out there that people need to acknowledge you in order for you to be somebody. When in all actuality, it don't really matter. Nobody gives a damn about you, like, or what you're doing. Like, okay, you went through some stuff, work harder. Like, you're doing some stuff, work harder. Like, that's all you can really do at this point. You got to this point, what are you gonna do now? Like, people really don't care, but it's just like how I feel like it's somehow placed that way,
So
you
do
know?
you feel like when you live your life that way, it kind of makes it to where your life is kind of built on a whole bunch of false statements because, or like not even false statements, but like your whole life is built on you finding somebody else to belittle, and it's like your whole life is built with like these fake ass bricks, and it's like it's just a matter of time before that shit collapse. You feel me? Because you're basically building a house on a sand. Because you really have nothing. You're not providing anything. You just telling people what they did wrong or what they said wrong. And it's like people are supporting you and they might like you because you said this one thing, but at the end of the day, who the fuck are you?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Man, I don't really, man, there's so many different ways to go about it, bro, because there's so many different like avenues, like as far as from a psychological standpoint, from
Right.
an economic standpoint, right? Like there's all these different factors that go into like the brain and how it functions and different people and different minds, right? But I feel like as far as like, I just think that it partially has to do with just that initial environment, wherever it is, whatever, whoever you hanging out with, whoever you're around the most is what you're gonna become. So if you surround yourself with people like that, you become that. So it's almost like it's a learned, like, it's a learned characteristic for real, right? To
Right.
even want to achieve that type of thing. But if you're around people that humble you or are humble, and you're also aware of what that type of community provides, right? Then you're good. Like you're gonna find that you're gonna do exactly what you need to do, and still be in that realm. But uh, sometimes, you know, it's just a little hard for some people, I think, to really sit there and realize that that's not everything, you know. And then some people take some people longer than others, So
That's facts. And that's facts, bro. Yeah, that's all I had on understand before being understood. But yeah. How you feel about support? Like you said, you're a big support guy. Based on the disc assessment, that's your natural strength. Like, do you feel like people seek to support hard enough? Like from what you see in society or people that you're around? Or is it
mm,
more of kind of like a every man for itself type of attitude, or like kind of like a disregard for, you know, anybody else? It's more like I gotta get mine first before,
you mean like
you
individual,
know.
like individual
Yeah,
mindsets.
right.
Um, hmm. So you're asking if it's more like a eat dog, or is it, do you feel
Not
like
necessarily
overall
dog eat dog, but like I gotta get mine first before I even look to help anybody else. Like kind of
anybody
like
else?
me first, like for sure, like
Okay,
every
yeah, like
time
all the
type. Like
okay, I got you. Yeah. So I really feel like that you have to worry about your. I feel like there needs to be a balance. So
mhm,
like everything, like you can't lean to one side more than the other, because
mhm,
there's gonna be moments where you have to put yourself first. There's gonna be moments where it's like it's gonna be in your benefit in the long run anyway to even help support other people, because that's what we put here to do. So it's a teeter totter, right? You got to realize when there's you have to realize when there are moments where what people may be asking of you may be too much for you, and it may not be meant for you to fulfill those requests,
mhm.
because now they're not putting you, you're not putting your opinions and everything you have going on first. You have to do that yourself. You have to build that line, right? But at the same time, in the same token, you have to be humble enough to say, okay, I can't do everything myself. I didn't get here by myself. So I need to at least help somebody in any way that I can. So when it comes to support, there are plenty of ways to support people, right? It doesn't have to just be financial. It can just be with a text message. It can just be with talking to them. It can just be with, you know, maybe you provided, maybe they have a weakness and where you have a strength at, and you're offering your services to them. Like that support, like especially people that are in this period just trying to get their own businesses off the ground and make these ideas and these ideas and dreams or whatever reality, right? But you need help. You need a team of people. You know, even if it's not like, oh yeah, this is the team for my business, but like you need to have a team, like a team of people, like a committee that you can go to for anything. Like I can really say I have people in my circle that I know in my network that I can reach out to for anything in different aspects. It could be something with stocks, it could be something with real estate, it can be something with cars, it can be something with academia, it can be something with engineering.
And I agree. I think it's important to put yourself first, because if yourself ain't right, there ain't no support that you can give anybody else.
Exactly.
If you on life support and you on your deathbed, there's no reason for you to be trying to give anybody else oxygen. You feel me? Because you need everything that you can get.
Right.
And we have a lot of people who are really be on like their last leg. You feel me? Like paycheck to paycheck, but trying to support somebody else. You feel me? And it's like you're not in the position to even be there. I mean, I know you want to be a good person. You want to help provide for that person that you love or care about. But at the end of the day, what is that person going to do whenever you need to pay your light bill or you need to pay your rent? Like, are they going to be there to give you that same energy? You feel me? Have they given you that same energy before to make you feel that way? A lot of us are giving way more energy to people than they would ever even think to give to us. They think it's our obligation to give them that energy. We're not obligated to give nobody nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Everything you give is from your heart and from your resources. So be smart about what you're doing, because you can give everything you want. It ain't gonna change that person's mentality.
They will walk away, accept it freely, and then once you're well on the drive, they will have no problem with walking away.
But like you said, it's a balance, right? So as long as you straight, go ahead. Yeah, do as much as you can for people.
By all means, if you
Right.
do, and that's where you have to know how to manage your energy, because people, you give so much energy to other people, they're gonna start thinking your energy is obligated. You obligated to give that energy.
Right. People be thinking energy is infinite. Everybody got a certain amount each day.
That's a fact. You can feel it too. You can feel it when the energy run out.
Energy in itself is infinite, but the amount that come through your body is not infinite.
Have their own limits. You know what I'm saying? Capacity for that energy. How much they give.
Same way you can't supercharge a battery that's only like 8 volts for it. You feel me? You can't put that much, energy into it, because you're gonna burn it out. It's gonna explode. It's gonna end.
Power a car with an 8-volt battery, bro.
No, it ain't gonna work.
So you gotta make sure whatever your battery pack say, however much current and voltage it has running through that motherfucker, you need to make sure that you're operating with that amount.
Right. And if somehow you get a little extra, then go ahead and expunge that out. But until then, you feel me?
You gotta be able to sustain and be able to maintain. It's about maintaining. Who can last the longest for real? That's
Energizer Bunny.
Energizer Bunny.
Energizer. That's the name of the episode. Energizer Bunny. But yeah, bro.
So when it comes to like talking about that support, right? When you're reaching out to and stuff like that, I feel like people need to have an understanding that when you make these connections, when you reach out to make these relationships, or just talking to anybody, like if you want somebody to support you, you have to support them, right? And then at the same token, there's mutual benefit. Like, so whatever interactions you have, like you want to make sure that both parties are benefited. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like because you don't want it to be one sided. You wouldn't want to be the one person taking all, you know what I'm saying, taking all the resources and stuff from one person, you know, because you wouldn't want to be in that position, you know, so you want to be able to give as much as you receive. You feel me? Like
Exactly.
that's
You always want to be. I feel like friendship should be like a competition, bro. Like now, I don't like no spiteful shit, but like a friendly competition. Like I'm trying to give more to you than you can give to me. You feel me? And it's like as long as that competition is staying, alive, I think it's gonna always be a good friendship because y'all always seeking on what y'all can provide instead of what y'all can get. You feel me? Because if we both sitting here like what can I get from him, like or her, we just gonna be both sitting here doing nothing for each other. You feel me? But like if we keep that constant flow going, like boom, 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 you feel me? And it's like it's gonna always, bring itself back and it's always gonna balance itself up as long as you keep it going. But as soon as you stop the flow, one person, mess over the other person or like this person supported you and now it's time for you to support and it's like it don't happen. That's when it just that's when the friendships end because you didn't keep the flow, you didn't keep the rhythm.
right. So for instance, that's like, boom, I'm coming up with a clothing brand. And then you hit me with the, hey, I know somebody that does graphic design. Okay, cool. So not only it's beneficial for you because it's really beneficial for you because you gave him you referred him to me, right?
Right,
And I'm going to, right, and so that is benefiting me. But that
right,
relationship you have with him now it increases. Like now that bond increases because you put him on with somebody else that needed his services.
exactly.
So there's a mutual benefit in it for everybody because now you never know. You building his clientele, he might mess around and give you a discount or something somewhere
Right.
along the line.
Yeah, even if it's not even anything monetary, like just
Right,
because I referred you to them or her, uh, no matter what, it's gonna always increase my value because I added that, to them and I added that to you. You feel me?
exactly. And so now you become a reliable source, and that's
Right.
one thing you want to be as a reliable. You can have
And then
integrity.
also I'm cool with both of y'all. Like it ain't no business involved in this. It's just like, bro, like you my partner. Like I know somebody who could help you. Like it's literally, I literally wasn't even thinking about it like that. But like now that we breaking it down, it's like yeah, it's like of course it's gonna make me seem like more valuable in a relationship because I'm able to help bridge the gap. You feel me? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Right. That's
but
all
yeah,
it
it's,
really is. That's really you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
right.
You know what I'm saying? You keep it
But it's
going from
it's
there.
important that people still understand like you shouldn't be expecting anything from whatever you give. Like give with your heart. Like don't
Right.
give with your mind and trying to see how you can, leverage a relationship based on if you provide this to somebody and hopefully down the line they do this. It's like, nah, like just give because like that's your friend or, you know, you really admire somebody's work and you wanna, help them out even more and just add a little value to them because you really see them as like somebody that can be a mentor to you or something like that. Like honestly, if Eric Thomas, like if I had direct contact with Eric Thomas, like if I saw him in person or something, I would just I wouldn't mind doing something for him and like not getting anything in return because just me watching his YouTube videos and like, going through some of his content is like you done added so much value to me. It's like I don't really need nothing in return. I just want to see like what can I do to help you, bro? Like for real at this point because it's just so much that I've grown or learned from somebody. Like, you ain't got to be no reciprocation because you already gave it to me. So I already feel guilty for not giving anything to you. You feel me? So it's
Right.
like that's how it is.
That's right, man. And we've been really touching on a lot of different topics, bro, within this
Oh yeah,
past
we hit a
30 minutes.
lot. We hit a lot. What time? How long we been on here? We'll tell you. I don't think it tell you how long the call is. But
Nah, we've been. started a little while ago, bro. So it might be like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours.
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. But yeah, today's tip of the week: inquire and do not settle for the first no. This happened to me today. I went to New Orleans to get my brake tag. I went to the place. They told me, sir, we cannot give you this brake tag because you have a crack in your windshield. I'm not going to say the place. That way, if y'all find out,
wait,
you know who I got.
Give you a brake tag because you had a crack in your windshield.
They wouldn't give me the brake tag because I had a crack in my windshield. This happened today. I went to New Orleans just for this. This was the main reason for me going. Wasn't gonna go.
Did I pay? There's a check.
Right.
Did I pass all other tests? Did my blinker work?
Exactly. And my thing is, he sat here, made me do all the blinker, reverse park, and all this stuff. He see this crack on my windshield, and then he like, all right, bet. And then he walks up to the windshield like, I can't give it to you because you got a crack. I'm like, brother, why you made me do all this other stuff like you was about to give it to me? I was like, all right, bet. All right. So I pull off. I'm like, all right, dang. So I Google another place. I'm like, boom. It's like on Ames or whatever. So I drive over there. Boom. I'm like, all right, I'm about to get my brake tag. I pull up. Boom. Gate lock. Closed off. I guess because it's 4th of July weekend, and it's like everybody closed for real. So I'm like, dang, like I'm really not about to get this brake tag. That's crazy. But like some of my mind was like, bro, like you gonna find a way to get this brake tag. Like don't take no. Like you can't all the way to New Orleans. You gonna find some way to get this brake tag. So I pull in the crib. Boom, boom, boom. So my uncle actually at the house cutting the grass because he cut my mama grass. Boom. I walk up to him. I was like, bro, you know I can get a brake tag, bro. And he was like, yeah, I know where you can get one, bro. I got a partner, stay behind the, you feel me? And I ain't gonna say where because people gonna find out, and they gave me a brake tag. I don't want them to have no liability or nothing. So yeah, but he was like, yeah, bro, back up. Just go ahead. Yeah, just tell him I brought you over there. Like, so moral of the story is, bro, I got the brake tag. And I ain't take no for an answer. And I took an extra step and asked somebody where I could get this brake tag because I was not going to go home without it. So you one question away, one inquiry away from reaching your goal every single day, bro. You just got to talk to the right people and ask the right questions, bro.
Can't focus on the no, bro.
You can't.
No.
The no already happened.
It already happened. Just focus on the yes. When you get the yes, focus on the yes.
Focus on the next yes. Because if I would have focused on the two no's back to back, one was closed, the other one said, no, you can't even do it. They said, we can't even give it to you. We ain't even trying to hear the story.
Man, but I ain't gonna lie. If I was you, I would have talked to first, be like, hey, bro, where in the policy with these brake tags that I can't get a brake tag with no windshield.
Right.
I mean, a brake tag with a crack.
With a broke windshield. Yeah.
The policy at. If you can show me to me on paper, okay, it's on paper. But I need to see that in writing, sir. Please.
Exactly.
Talk to your manager. Where your manager at? Put the pull that one.
Thanks, bro. But that's all I have in closing, man. I love y'all, man. Episode 3 of the Workman Podcast. Comment, let us know how you liked it. If you liked it, share it with a friend. You feel me? Follow me on Instagram, Elgin Woodside _ You feel me? Join the text community. Link in the bio on Instagram.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Follow me at _millionaire Chris24 on the IG, man. And y'all stay tuned for Dolo Apparel dropping very, very soon.
Yes, sir.
I'll start posting that here soon, so just follow me for more info, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all.
Love y'all, man. Peace.